Welcome to the Positive Spiritual Living Podcast, brought to you by Unity on the Bay. This is your positive path for spiritual living.
How can we help but not smile? And yes, many times our hearts are broken. But you know what? When they're broken, it just gives more room for the light. So let's smile this morning. Let's really smile and lighten up and release the weight that we carry, because the truth is that you are light. You're pure light. You are the light of awareness. And this truth has been known throughout the times by many sages, shamans, medicine men. That's what the Vedas have been saying for thousands of years. Jesus said, "You are the light of the world." And this is true also from the Toltec tradition. 3,000 years ago, there was a human like us studying to be a Nagual, a medicine man, and he dreamed that he was in a cave, and he dreamed that he saw his body asleep, and he went outside, and there was a new moon, and he saw millions and millions of stars, and he realized that he was made of light, that he was made of stars, and that transformed him. But then he looked again, and he realized it is not the stars that create the light. It is the light that creates the stars. Everything is light. There is no such thing as separation. We're all interconnected. Everything we perceive is a reflection of light. And we're here to awaken to this truth that we are the light of awareness and see clearly that it is all God, all good, all divine. Our very essence is divine. Every atom, every molecule, divine. But what happened? We got caught in the dream of separation, the smoky dream that doesn't let us see clearly into what we are. The good news is that more and more people are awakening throughout the planet, and we're changing the collective dream, because there's the outer dream and then there's the inner dream. So I absolutely love that we are studying this simple book that can totally change our lives, and that we're going to have Don Miguel Ruiz here in a couple of weeks. Because all of us, from the moment we are born, we are caught into this dream, the collective dream that begins to domesticate us, to condition us, to program us, to program our minds. But everything that we are seeing right now is nothing but a dream. We're all collectively having this dream. And the dream uses our parents, religion, school to domesticate us, to teach us the book of law. And then after a while, you don't need your mommy and papi, and you don't need the schools or anybody to domesticate her, because you have been domesticated. You've done a really good job about that. And so We've learned that this is good, this is bad, this is beautiful, this is ugly, this is right, this is wrong. And the judge and the victim are born in us. And so we see everything through these filters. No wonder the world is so insane. But we can step back and begin to see things from a clear space when we no longer believe that we're just our thoughts and that there is a way out of this dream of separation. Don Miguel Ruiz says that what we fear the most is to be alive. What we fear the most is to be alive. Because we're so conditioned that we think that we are our identity. And death is not the biggest fear. Absolutely not. Our biggest fear is taking the risk to be alive because it takes courage to wake up from the dream of separation. It takes courage to say, wait a minute, I no longer have to think the way that I was taught. I am not my beliefs. I am not my conditioning. And that's how we begin to change the dream, the collective dreams, because there is the absolute, the unchanging, but then there is what is continually changing and evolving. And thank God that even consciousness is unfolding and evolving and spreading out. Like last Sunday, I had the great privilege, as one was saying, to be in the gay pride on the float. I was moved to my bones. I mean, there was so much joy. There was so much joy as everybody sang, freedom, freedom, freedom. And every time I would look around and see the familiar faces, my heart just exploded in love. Because I never thought that in my time I would see marriage equality. I never thought that was possible. But it took courage. It took courage in the 1960s for somebody to say, enough. Same thing, that it took courage for a woman, Rosa Parks, to say, no, I am sitting here in this bus, and you're not going to tell me that I can't sit on this bus, in this chair. It takes courage to break away from our conditioning, to stand up for what's right, to find your authentic voice, your authentic power, to come into your own. Yes, that takes courage. The good news is that that courage is unlimited when we turn to the true self. Let's take a breath and go within and find that place in us that is unchanging, that place of absolute power, that place where we know and we know that we know that we are free. Let us say that together. I am free. I am free, I am free, I am free. Because the moment that we honor this freedom, we're doing it not for ourselves, but we're doing for our loved ones. We're doing it for the entire planet. And I mean the entire planet. This month is Earth Month. We're celebrating Earth Day. Can we treat our planet with more care? Because it is a living, breathing organism. We're not separate from anything. Every sentient being is an expression of this life, and this life is intelligent. It is all light, remember? So there is a way out. And this little book has these 4 agreements. 4 agreements that if we just start to practice them, it can transform our lives and the way that we relate with each other. Reverend Chris last week shared the first agreement, which is, and anybody to remind me? Be impeccable with your word. See, words are energy. Words are powerful. Words create or destroy. So we want our words to be in alignment with, thoughts, words, deeds in alignment, to show up, to really do what we say we're going to do, to use our words in the direction of our intent, to be very clear with our words, and avoid gossiping about other people, Avoid believing all that that self-talk in our minds, because the nature of that mind is to think. But we're hooked through our attention. So the way out is to free the attention. The hook is the attention. So where is your attention? What we focus on expands. So we want to free the attention from the thinking mind, and just a simple breath, a couple of times a day, just taking a breath and just being, frees you from the dream, frees you from attachments to the world of phenomena, because this is what it is. The world of time and space, people, place, things, phenomena, always changing, always moving. When we take a breath, and we can begin to see clearly beyond the smoky mirrors, beyond Maya, illusion. See, this is all a divine playground, a divine play about the one waking up to itself within the dream. There's an ancient story from India about how Brahma, God, was so lonely that, he created Maya, this beautiful goddess, just to have fun, just so he wouldn't be so bored. And he told her, well, Maya, do you want to play a game? And she said, sure. I'll play a game, but you must do what I say. So Maya asked him to create this world. So God created the sky and the clouds and the mountains and the rivers and the oceans and the animals and everything. And he told her, well, Maya, do you like what I created? She said, yes. So can we start the game? And she said, sure. Let us play. And she chopped up Brahma into billions of little pieces and placed a little piece in each and every one of us. And we're here to discover, for Brahma to discover itself, God to discover itself within us. And then when we have a glimpse of who we are and the divinity within us, then it is very easy for me to see it within you, and in you, and in you, and in you. Because I know that there is no other. The story of me is part of the dream, part of the game. So the second agreement, which is the one I want to talk to you about today, is not to take anything personally. You want to escape your prison. You want to be happy. You want to be joyful. Do not take anything personally. And you know why we don't have to take anything personally? Because it's not personal. Everyone is living their own reality, their own dream. There's a collective dream, and then there's our inner dream. We are the directors, producers, and the star of our show. Everyone is. So nothing, absolutely nothing anybody says about you is about you. It is all about them. But again, we've been domesticated. So the moment that when we're a child, we think that the world revolves around us. It's me, 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 me. And we think that if we stop trying to fix everything, the world is going to fall. It's going to fall and crumble, and everything's going to go to the nothingness. So when we don't take things personally, that's when we begin to move from person to presence. And we begin to show up more as the essence of the divine that we are, as our true light. And we're lifting our vibration and lifting the vibration of all. Things are as they are. Nothing, absolutely nothing, has any meaning other than what we give it. But here's the thing. When we take things personally, we're taking in the emotional garbage from the other person. Because we have a choice. If I'm driving down the street and I might cut somebody off or do something, who knows, because we all make mistakes driving, and somebody tells me, You're an idiot. If I believe it and I get angry, I just took on that. But I have a choice. I don't have to believe it. But here's the other trick. When somebody tells you, you're amazing, you're brilliant, you're beautiful, the ego likes that too. And you're inflated, you're also hooked. The attention is also hooked. So freedom is that place of neutrality. You're wonderful, you're an idiot. You're good, you're bad. Place of neutrality. Because it's not about you anyway. It's not about you anyway. Remember, it's all about the other person's dream. That's what Miguel Ruiz calls the mitote. All these words that are going on at the same time, all these dreams, because we all have the judge, the victim. Oh my God, they just called me an idiot. See, because you're such an idiot. All these voices that live inside us because we've been conditioned. And if you fight them, you lose 100% of the time. So the best thing is see it for what it is and unhook the attention. Unhook the attention, free your attention. And when you do take things personally, those moments where, smile too. You know why? Because that person gave you a gift. Wow, there's some emotional wounds here. How awesome. Let me breathe into it. Let me give it room to heal, because it's not who I am. I am freeing myself from the dream. I don't have to hide anymore. Those places where there's shame and guilt. No, everything is being freed because it's not who I am. I am free. I am free to begin anew. Every moment is a new beginning when we don't take things personally. I know that when I was growing up, I was a very sensitive child, and I know there's many sensitive people here, caregivers, healers. And I was raised by a single mother. And sometimes my mother had 2 or 3 jobs and was going to school, and she'd get home and she'd be stressed, and I could feel her energy, and I was like walking on shells. Everything, whatever mood she was in, it was all about me. So I tried to please her and be the good little girl. And always behave the way you wanted me to behave so that I can be accepted and loved. Wow, ouch. But in that, you lose your sense of aliveness. You lose your freedom. You lose your authentic self. And we're here to say, enough. Enough. I'm ready to wake up from this dream. I'm enough. I've had enough. I'm ready to find my authentic voice. Because yes, we're one, but we all have our authentic individual voice, just as we all have our own thumbprints. And it feels so much lighter to free ourselves from domestication, because we've been domesticated just the same way that we train a little dog. My dog, Shanti, she just turned 7 years old. I never trained her to give me the paw, but my roommate just recently trained her to give me the paw. And you know what she's doing now? Every time I walk into the kitchen, there she goes. She sits right there in the kitchen, and she does this. Without anybody asking for the paw, she's already giving the paw because she associates the paw with treat. So how many times do we give the paw to be loved, to be accepted, to be wanted, to receive some respect? How many times do we do this? Ouch. Enough. Enough. Freedom is, first of all, seeing the dream for what it is, and then our willingness to say, no, I've had enough. Snap out of it. then we can smile and be okay no matter what. And then, you know what? We can be so much more compassionate with others' dreams because we know we've been there. They're dreaming. They're in the dream. They're in the smoky mirror. But we don't have to change anybody because we can't. We can only change ourselves. That's the reality. Can't change anybody else. And when people come to you and try to get you to do what they want you to do, and blame and shame and get you to manipulate you in that way, you can breathe and say, hey, these are not my monkeys. This is not my circus. Because I have enough with my monkeys. We all have enough with our monkeys. We all have enough with our own domestication, our own drama. We don't need any more. Got plenty of that. That's the reality. Nothing, absolutely nothing other people do is because of you. Everything is a projection of our own reality. So we can free ourselves and stop being the victim of endless suffering. Are you ready to stop suffering? Amen? So, is today the day when we can say, I am not going to take anything personally because it's not about me? Because in reality, who is this me? A program. And that's how we can begin to create a new dream. So take a moment. I'm going to invite you to close your eyes for a moment. And let's create a new dream, a dream where we can truly anchor heaven on earth, when we can step away from hell, because hell is of our own creation, our own suffering. So a dream where awareness is awake, where God realizes, the divine realizes that everything is divine, that we are the hands and the feet of God, and we can treat each other with love and kindness and compassion, and be willing to share, be willing to treat our earth with kindness, be willing to see that there is enough good to go around, because everything is light. Now see yourself totally whole and complete and free, full of light, feeling the joy of spirit, because that there is that place in you that's free. And now, if you're feeling it, let us be very intentional about it. And I'm going to invite you to reach out your arms into the universe as a symbol of expansion, of a symbol of a new life, as a symbol of freedom, joy, and see yourself just spreading light and love in this room and beyond this room into the world. And we know when two or more are gathered, this energy is expanding. This energy is going forth into the entire universe. And let every part of your being say, every cell, every part, enough. I am free. I am free from conditioning. I am free from being domesticated. I am free from the dream of the world. From this moment forth, I am free. Let's say that together. I am free. I am free. I am free. I am free. And that is the truth, because you are light. You are light. You're made in the image and likeness of your Creator, and that is the truth, the one and only truth. You are free. You are light. And you are powerful beyond measure. We have the courage this morning to step out of our conditioning and be all that we were meant to be, and shine our light to the world, because you are the light of the world.
Thank you, Reverend Elizabeth. As our ushers come forward, wanted to help you recognize that sometimes your love offerings and your tithes go deep into changing people's lives without you even realizing it. Maybe some of you haven't thought about it, for example, but your love offerings and tithes allow us to have the amazing, wonderful prayer ministry that we have. Just take a moment. Maybe you've done it yourself, or maybe you could just put yourself in the position of somebody who is really searching for something, really hurt, and is able to seek out prayer support here at Unity on the Bay. Or maybe feel that gratitude, that joy when you've had a new job that you're excited about, or a new relationship, and you've been able to connect to a prayer chaplain also and celebrate in gratitude through prayer. That's what your love offerings and your tithes are able to do, not only for yourself, but for those in the spiritual community. And in the past year alone, the prayer chaplains at Unity on the Bay have made approximately 3,360 wellness calls. They've answered over 300 emails, and they've prayed over, get this number, 18,000 prayer requests that have been placed in the prayer box throughout the year. They've given over 900 hours in service, and in many ways have created a strong foundation of prayer for everything that we do here at Unity on the Bay. So I want to invite you, as you bring your love offering and you prepare it and you bring it to your heart, to just recognize the prayer consciousness that it is, that it supports, and that it allows to be here at Unity on the Bay. And so I invite you to take that love offering envelope to your heart. Take a deep prayer with me. Oh, deep prayer, huh? A deep breath, which is prayer, with me. And be in gratitude as we speak our love offering blessing together. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Positive Spiritual Living Podcast, brought to you by Unity on the Bay, a spiritual community located in Miami, Florida. Unity on the Bay is supported by the generosity of its community. If you'd like to make a donation or learn more about Unity on the Bay, please visit unityonthebay.org. You can also follow Unity on the Bay on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for even more positive spiritual inspiration. Until next time, thanks for listening and many blessings. Namaste.